Let's talk some New York Mets baseball, man. The Mets are still in number one in the NL East, and they're on a 5-game winning streak. They're 16-7, and they beat the Phillies last night in Game 1 there in Queens. Another game tonight at the same time. I think it's 7:10 p.m. And good game, really good win for the boys in blue, man. Tyler McGill had a hell of a night. I wish that he can go a little bit further in his outings or whatnot. We're still only getting around, averaging around right at 5 innings, 5.2 innings or something like that. I'd like to see him get to 6 or 7 innings, whatnot. That little bit of extra distance is really good and really helps a lot. We got a really strong bullpen, so that's kind of a good thing and helps us out. But other than that, man, he had a fantastic evening, man. He went 5.1 innings, 1 hit, 0 runs. He did have 4 walks, but he matched his career high with 10 Ks, no home runs, and he has a 1.09 ERA. This guy is going to be a ace for the Mets if he keeps this up. He's already headed in that direction. Hopefully he can continue, on the streak that he's on this year. And I'd love to see him continue to do what he's doing. I mean, it benefits the team. Doesn't make me mad that he's pitching really good. Hopefully he can keep it up and start to get a little bit more distance out of him. Just a little bit more legs up under him. I'd love to see him go 6 or 7, like I said. But let's get into this game, man. Good for Tyler McGill. Glad to have him. First inning, Lindor, boom, leadoff home run. It's 1-0 Mets. He's now 10 for 21 leading off. And Lindor is looking great this year. I'm pretty critical of Lindor, so for me to say that is kind of a big deal. Second inning, McGill strikes out the side. He's on fire. Mets up to bat. Winker leadoff home run. 2-0 Mets. Third, McGill started to struggle a little bit. He had some back-to-back walks, and I think he got to bases loaded at one point, but he was able to get himself out of it, and no damage done. Bottom of the third, Juan Soto knocks the dust off and gets him a 3-run home run to bring it to 5-0 Mets. Everybody is losing their daggone mind. Soto is hitting, and unfortunately, that was not the case. It was recalled. Bad call by the umps on that one, man. It was kind of clear that it went foul, and even after, just a quick review, not before they even went into all of the reviews and looking at it over and over again, I was like, I think that was a foul. I was like, this is going to get called back. Unfortunately, it was called back, and then Soto just goes on to hit a little dribbler back to the pitcher, and he's out. So Soto still continues to struggle. Nimmo is struggling just a little bit, and in that inning, we left 2 stranded after Alonso and Nimmo struck out to end the inning. Not too much in the 4th inning. 5th inning, McGill gets his 10 Ks. He strikes out the side once again. Like I said, the guy is on fire. And it's so funny watching McGill play because he doesn't really show that much emotion. He's kind of just nonchalant. He kind of just plays and goes out there, does his thing, and then just walks off the field. He doesn't really get too excited, doesn't really get too down. He just kind of, just goes out there, does his thing and keeps it moving. Top of the 6th wasn't too much going on, and bottom of the 6th, same thing. Pretty much quiet inning. So bottom of the 7th. We're in the 7th now. Taking a look at my notes. Acuna gets a hit in this in the bottom of the 7th, and that makes 9 straight games for him that he has had a hit, and he is looking really good. He's looking like he's able to handle MLB pitching, and hopefully he can stick around and continue to do well because I really like that kid. I think he's got a lot of athleticism, and he's showing a lot of potential early on up there at the show. And I don't know if he's going to stick around depending on what happens when Alvy and Jeff McNeil come back, but I think he will. I think Beatty will probably get out of there. That's probably going to be who gets moved back down to Syracuse, I believe. That's what I'm guessing with. That's what I'm going with, but we'll see what happens. Not too much going on in the 8th, but then in the 9th inning, all hell broke loose. If you ask me, I think Kranick was left in there a little bit too long. He should not have been in there I think he went 2 or 3 innings or something like that. I'll have to double check it. But he's usually not a closer. He was looking for his first close, and I think that he was just left out there just a little bit too long. He started to struggle, and I think he should have got pulled a little bit earlier, but he just got us into a tight spot. And then we bring in Diaz. Diaz comes in to try to get the close. Brian Stott knocks a 3-run homer. I mean, it was just a rough inning, rough bottom of the 9th, or top of the 9th, for the Mets, and it looked like we were about to lose this daggone game. It was rough. They put up 4 runs in the top of the 9th, and it was looking like we were not going to be able to pull this daggone thing off. I thought that the Mets were going to lose it there in the final minutes of the game, but Fortunately, Diaz was able to strike out Harper, and the Mets did go ahead and get the win 5-4 last night in Game 1. Overall, it was a really good game. A lot of good hitting in there. Lindor is playing phenomenal. I think he's doing really well. I don't have any complaints or anything about him. Nimmo seems to be struggling still just a little bit. I really like Nimmo. I hope that he can start to get things together and really start to turn things around because, Nimmo's a good guy, and he's a hard player. He plays hard. He loves being there. You don't really hear too much from Nimmo. He doesn't really cause any problems in the dugout or whatnot. Just a really good ball player and just a good guy. Overall, good win, And I think that if the Mets take this series from the Phillies, man, this will really kind of solidify them as a real squad in the league. Right now, people kind of say, yeah, but you haven't really played anybody. The Mets haven't really played anybody, really tough teams or anything like that. Say what you want. Phillies may not have the best record right now, but they're a tough team. They're a tough team. I think they're number 2 right now in the NL East, and they've got a good squad. They've got Harper and those guys. They've got some heavy hitters on their team. Their pitching is what's kind of bothering them a little bit. Their pitching is kind of slowing them down a bit, but if they can get that ironed out, they'll be a force again in the league. But overall, really good game. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Lindor had 3 at-bats. He had 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, walked once with 1 strikeout. He's got 1 strikeout, He's got a 284 average with an 840 OPS, doing phenomenal. Soto continues to struggle. He's 0 for 4, had a rough night. His average is 244, and he's got a 785 OPS. So hopefully he starts to come around. We really need him to start to show up and show out. The fans are being really gracious with him, though. They're giving him standing ovations and whatnot. They're not really hitting him too hard, so I'm liking what I'm seeing. Nimmo's struggling. Winker got his first home run in Citi Field last night. Acuna is doing really well. I like that kid. I want to see him continue to grow. Beatty is still struggling. He didn't get any hits last night. His average is 192. Taylor was 1 for 3. He's got a 211 average. So total 30 at-bats, 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts for the Mets. Not really too bad of numbers there, if you ask me. I think that they have a really good squad, man. I think there's a good squad this year, and we just got to keep up the pace that we're on right now. If we can take this series from the Phillies, I think that will set us on a really strong path. We're on a 5-game winning streak. I'd hate to see them drop this series to the Phillies. I think that would be kind of tough on the team and on the squad or whatnot. But we'll see what happens. Overall, really good game. Let's see what happens tonight. Tonight is same time, 7:10 p.m. Probable pitchers are going to be Canning and Sanchez. Canning is 2 for 1. He's got a 3.4 ERA. And Sanchez is 2-0 with a 2.96 ERA. A little bit better on the ERA side of things, but we'll see what happens. And let's go ahead and take this series. Y'all take it easy, man. Let's go Mets.